President, the first Vice President of the National Alumni Association, Chaplain of Pine Bluff, Jefferson County Chapter. It is with the greatest of pleasure and honor for me to introduce our presider of the evening, Dr. Marguerite Williams. Dr. Williams is President and CEO of LEAPS International Initiatives, LLC. 36 years in the primary businesses, Ephesus Christian Bookstore and Heritage Boutique. Dr. Williams is a 1974 honor graduate of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff with a BA degree in speech and theater arts. She received her Master's of Science in Speech Language Pathology from UAMS and Doctor of Education in Higher Education from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. She is a 2013 graduate of Trinity Theological Baptist College and Seminary, receiving her PhD in ministry leadership. She served as 5 years as coordinator of graduate programs and director of university academic assessment here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Her newest business venture is Transformational Consultant Institute, TCI. TCI serves church congregations, businesses, educators, and the community as an organizational systems management consultant. Dr. Williams is a lecturer, she is an author, and she is a motivational speaker. She has completed the writings of her first book, Honor the Great Head of the Church, a transformational model for church leadership, administration, and management. She recently announced her candidacy to run for Jefferson County Justice of the Peace, District 6. Ladies, gentlemen, I present to some and I introduce to others, none other than Dr. Marguerite Williams.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. What a pleasure it is to be with you tonight on this most wonderful occasion. I am Marguerite Williams, class of 1974. I call it the greatest class that side of the century. And I am honored to serve as your MC tonight on this historic occasion. Historic on 2 levels. The first, it is our first virtual Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And it is the first time, ladies and gentlemen, that we are inducting 2 years simultaneously. Praise be to God, from whom all blessings flow. So at this time, let us prepare to join in with our Black National Anthem as presented by the magnificent, renowned UAPB Vesper Choir under the direction of Mr. Jerome Liddell, our UAPB Vesper Choir.
Every voice and sing till
What a wonderful presentation by our own Vesper Choir. And now it is my distinct pleasure to present Dr. Leslie Davis, class of 1990. Dr. Davis is our National Alumni Association board member and tonight's Hall of Fame co-chair. She will greet us and welcome us to tonight's celebratory event. Dr. Davis.
Behold the black and gold. Behold the black and gold. It is with great honor and joy that I come before you to offer a welcome. We are gathered tonight to honor 16 wonderful and deserving alumni who have unselfishly given to Dear Mother, the National Association, and their local chapters. Their service shows a level of dedication to our great University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff that has been unwavering. So we hope you know that you are welcome. On behalf of our panelists, the inductees and their family members, alumni and friends, know that you are welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Davis, for your uplifting and inspiring welcome, greeting each of us here tonight, and for sure for allowing us to feel at home in this virtual space. Let us take this solemn moment to have our invocation by Pastor Jared May, class of 1980, and president of the Southeast Arkansas Alumni Chapter. Pastor May.
Good evening to all. Happy homecoming and congratulations to all the inductees. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, as we come, we thank you as we come and you've given us this day to honor, giving honor to those to whom it is due. And as we come at this time, even virtually, we thank you for this opportunity. Lord, we ask your continued blessings upon our inductees and upon our university and our alumni. Even in our philosophy of education, it's stated that the end of education is to know God. And the prophet Daniel said to know those that know their God shall be strong and do exploits. And we come, Lord, to celebrate the exploits that these inductees performed after receiving their education from AM&N and UAPB. We thank you, Lord God, for continuing to bless us. And I just speak blessings upon all of them, Lord God, as well as over our university. May we continue to be fruitful and multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion over every situation and circumstance that we encounter. And we thank you for a blessed weekend, a blessed homecoming, and safe travel for all. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Behind Pastor May's stirring prayer, I believe we are ready to launch this year's historic night to greet and guide our deserving honorees to tonight's 2020 and 2021 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Since 2008, the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff AM&N National Alumni Association has highlighted and honored deserving individuals for their distinguished service to our alma mater, as well as for their excellence in their field of endeavor. Tonight's impressive lineup of honorees are to be revered for their many, many accomplishments. They have made tremendous contributions to their communities, to this university, and to the nation. So tonight's red carpet down this virtual Hall of Fame is symbolic to the university's Oscar pronouncement of hospitality and salutation to each of the inductees to say, "We salute you." So now, let us pause and present, by way of solution, our esteemed Chancellor, Dr. Lawrence B. Alexander, Chancellor of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
Good evening, and thank you for that wonderful introduction to the UAPB AM&N National Alumni Association President, Kamara Seals, the members of the National Alumni Association Board, to all alumni of AM&N and UAPB, to all stakeholders, friends, and well-wishers. Good evening. It is an honor and a pleasure to express our sincere gratitude to all of you for sharing this evening with us at the annual Alumni Hall of Fame induction. Last year, our lives changed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This caused some of our regularly planned programs and celebrations to be canceled or postponed, including our traditional Alumni Hall of Fame banquet. A year later, we've all learned to adjust and move forward with our programs, but in a socially distant manner, as we are reawakening the pride. We commend the UAPB AM&N National Alumni Association for moving forward with this celebration in a virtual setting. And it's because of the importance of this particular celebration. This evening, we pause to honor and celebrate the achievements and contributions of a select group of individuals. We recognize and salute our inductees tonight for setting a positive example through their hard work and dedication in their efforts to promote growth at our university and in the community. The generosity and devotion and commitment each of you display for the legacy of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff is encouraging. It is because of alumni and friends like you that this institution has grown and prospered through 148 years of progressive and albeit sometimes challenging times. Each of you have left an indelible mark on society and created a legacy of your own for those of us to follow. With that being said, I just want to congratulate all of our inductees. Indeed, it has already been said, this is a well-deserved honor for each of you. This night is about you, and we hope you have a wonderful evening as we pay tribute to you. Have a great evening and happy homecoming.
Zoom is updating in just a few seconds.
Thank you, Dr. Alexander. Thank you for those moving words, leadership, and pronouncement of a good place in the present and in the future. And now it is my pleasure to present the lady who stands at the helm of the national office, our illustrious president and chairman of the board, UAPB AM&N National Alumni Association President, National President, Ms. Kamara Seals, class of 1994. President Seals.
Good evening, alumni, Lion Nation. Thank you, Dr. Williams, for that introduction. Thank you, Chancellor, for your greetings. Good evening. I am so excited to be here. We are so excited for these 16 honorees, well-deserved. Each of these honorees are well accomplished in their field of expertise. So we want to say thank you. Thank you for your work. Thank you for your dedication, your commitment, and all of the hard work you have put in over the years to do the things that you have done. You are indeed an example. Your life, your accomplishments are examples to hopefully motivate and encourage others, other young alum that are coming along. So thank you again. Thank you to your families. We appreciate everyone that purchased an ad to show support of you in this honor. Like I said, we are extremely excited. We are pleased to be able to do this induction virtually. This is the first of this kind for us. And we are doing this for 2020 and 2021. COVID has put us in a different environment, but we have adapted, and the celebration goes on. So again, congratulations to all 16 honorees. Congratulations to your family who have been there with you to, I'm sure, help you and support you in achieving the things in which you have achieved. I do want to acknowledge and say thank you to the hardworking committee that has worked diligently to bring us this opportunity to have this virtual. Thank you for your leadership and thank you for your vision. Again, congratulations to all 16 honorees. Thank you, and we love you, and go Lions. God bless each of you. Thank you.
Yes, go Lions, go Lions. Thank you, President Seals, for your words of encouragement that we all continue to forge in the spirit of the pride and with our National Alumni Association. At this time, we will have a selection from alumna Miss Tiandra Anderson Bland, class of 1996.
Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak the word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. Oh,
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. You know, sometimes we have to speak over ourselves, and sometimes we have to say all the time we have to speak over ourselves. It can get pretty rough there, you know, out here. And I'm looking at the chats that are coming in. It's such a glorious occasion. So if you're not over in the chat, just kind of scoot over there a little bit and see what the celebratory words and congratulatory words that are coming in from different ones, congratulating our inductees and just being here tonight. And I did also hear that I believe someone is having a little internet problem. All of that is a part of this new technological age we're in. I said I wasn't going to tell you, but this is my third move from location to location to location to make sure I was on tonight. AT&T is out all in my entire area where I live. Can you believe? Then I went to my business, couldn't get on there. Then I'm at my daughter's house. Thanks be to God. God is able and he is sovereign over all. So glory, hallelujah. Where there is a will, there is a way. The pandemic, technology, lights nor gas can keep us from congratulating those who have lived a life worthy to be praised tonight. Thank you all. So at this time, we are so ready to introduce our inductees for UAPB. These are men and women tonight who are our chosen heroes. Each inductee has showcased the unique spirit and character exemplary of the distinction of the honor that is to be bestowed upon them. Their stories are part of the rich history of this sacred institution. Our induction ceremony begins with the presentations of Hall of Fame class members of 2020. After I call your name, inductees, please, you will be given a good 3 minutes to accept for us to hear your acceptance words and receive your ceremony. Our first inductee for the year of 2020 is in the field of agriculture, fisheries, and human sciences. Charlie Williams, class of 1975. Charlie Williams graduated from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in 1975 with a Bachelor's of Science degree in agronomy. Immediately upon graduation, he began working with the United States Department of Agriculture Soil Conservation Service, now known as the National Resources Conservation Service. He has received over 25 certificates of recognition for his work performance during his tenure. After 44 years of service, he retired in January 2019. Mr. Williams has held numerous positions during employment, including soil conservationist, district conservationist, resource conservationist, and development coordinator and strike force coordinator. In 2011, under the leadership of former President Barack Obama, Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack commissioned the United States Department of Agriculture Strike Force Initiative for Rural Growth and Opportunity. Arkansas, Georgia, and Mississippi were selected as the pilot states to launch the initiative. Mr. Williams served as the coordinator for 9 years. The intent of Strike Force was to help alleviate undesirable living conditions affecting people living in counties having a persistent poverty rate of 20% or greater. During Mr. Williams' tenure, the Arkansas economy was positively impacted by the program, and nearly 7,000 jobs per year were provided to Arkansas residents. Mr. Williams received the National Civil Rights Award for the service he provided in this position. And during his stint as project coordinator for the Resource Conservation and Development Program, over $10 million in funds were obtained to address local needs. He received the Arkansas Resource Conservation and Development Coordinator of the Year award. Throughout his tenure, he has provided direct, technical, and financial assistance to agriculture producers. He assisted in development of over 250 conservation plans covering over 100,000 acres. He also applied over 250 conservation practices on producer lands. Mr. Williams has been married to Lynn Williams for 41 years. They have 2 children and 2 grandchildren. He attends and serves in various capacities at St. Vestal's CME Church in El Dorado, Arkansas. He is Vice President of the Union County UAPB AM&N Alumni Chapter and is a past president. Mr. Williams is president of Nu Gamma Alpha Fraternity, Iota Chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, in the field of agriculture, fisheries, and human sciences, Mr. Charlie Williams.
Thank you, Ms. Williams, for that introduction. And hello to the other honorees tonight. I sincerely thank the UAPB, AM&N National Alumni Association for selecting, for the committee for accepting my application to become a member of this prestigious group. I further like to thank my father and mother, the late John L. and Alice Mae Williams, and in particular, when it comes to education, Mrs. Alice Mae Williams, for inspiring 11 of her 14 children to earn a college degree, 8 of which were earned from this beloved institution. My accomplishments in support of this honor were caused primarily to provide assistance to the School of Agriculture and the clients they serve. The recurring United States Department of Agriculture farm bills offer assistance to aid agriculture producers. I assisted primarily the Department of Agriculture in identifying how these recurring farm bills could help our clients. So we strategically work with the School of Agriculture to find funds to assist their clients. Again, thank you for accepting me into this prestigious group, and I am definitely honored. Thank you.
Thank you for your labor and your work through the years, Mr. Williams. And now in the area of business and industry, Darius Rayner, class of 1975. Darius Doc Rayner was raised and born in Humnoke, Arkansas. He is the 7th child in a family of 15 children. He was the 2nd sibling to graduate out of 7 siblings who attended the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. He received a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration in 1975. Mr. Rayner is a seasoned professional who, upon graduation, began his professional career as the first African-American outside sales representative for National Old Lines Insurance Company in Little Rock, Arkansas. He worked as a Primus Directory sales representative for 16 years with Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages. During his tenure with Ma Bell, he won numerous top sales producer and Circle of Excellence sales awards. From 1999 to 2009, Mr. Rayner served as the Business Development Director and Sales Manager with the Collins Company, the first African-American owned and operated commercial real estate company in the state of Texas. Mr. Rayner served as the president of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex Alumni Chapter for 13 years until December 31st, 2009. During his tenure, his chapter became one of the first to donate $10,000 to the UAPB AM&N Foundation Lifeline Scholarship. Mr. Rayner has resided in Dallas for the past 44 years. He and his wife, Minerva, are the proud parents of 5 children and grandchildren. 3 of their children attended UAPB, and their youngest grandson graduated in 2008. Their youngest son graduated in 2008. Mr. Rayner is a proud member of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Mr. Rayner, are you here?
Doc Rayner, please unmute.
Okay. All right, good. I'd like to say greetings to everyone, to you, Dr. Williams, and to our illustrious Chancellor, Dr. Alexander, fraternity brother. And I'd like to say thanks to our Hall of Fame committee for doing such an outstanding job under the conditions and circumstances they work on to put on such a prestigious event. I also want to thank our National Alumni Hall of Fame for selecting me out of numerous other alumni who are just as deserving to receive this most prestigious award and recognition. And most of all, I want to thank my beloved and belated mother, Catherine Rayner, who's looking down from heaven right now and proud of one of her 15 children. Although she and many others in her generation did not get to graduate from high school or attend college, she strongly believed in education, and she made certain all 15 of her children at least finished high school, and 7 went on to attend UAPB AM&N, and 1 graduated with honors from the University of Fisk in Nashville, Tennessee. Even though my mother did not finish high school, she strongly believed that a good education would lift people out of poverty and out of dire circumstances. I want to thank my wife for 27 plus years, who has been right by my side, encouraging me and supporting me and enabling me to write some of these checks to UAPB as well as other charitable organizations. And my mother always told me it's not what you get in life, but what you give back that makes all the difference in the world. I truly thank y'all, and I feel honored to be able to receive such a prestigious award. And UAPB is my alma mater, is my heart, and it's going to be my legacy and the legacy of our family. And I will continue even after my demise, see that contributions continue to be made on behalf of my family and the Rayner clan. Again, thank y'all so very much. I love you all, and I look forward to continue to work with everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Rayner, and thank you for your hard labor down through the years in the area of business and industry. And now we have another individual who will be inducted in that same category for business and industry, James Andre Pendleton, class of 1980. Andre Pendleton is a native of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. He graduated from Pine Bluff High School in 1976.
Made me write them checks.
In 1980, he received a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Business Administration from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. And in 1997, he received a master's degree in marketing from Webster University. For the past 29 years, Mr. Pendleton has been an insurance agent for State Farm Insurance in Little Rock, Arkansas. While at State Farm, he received numerous awards for profitability and life insurance sales. He has also been a sought-out speaker to help other State Farm agents learn how to start business, flipping houses, or rental properties. Prior to State Farm Insurance, he worked in retail management with the Kroger Company for 17 years. He has been a real estate broker since 1985 and remains active in the business as a house flipper and landlord to many tenants. You might see Mr. Pendleton doing television commercials for a health insurance company and Arkansas casinos. He says to look for more to come. Mr. Pendleton is a member of St. Mark Baptist Church in Little Rock and is active in the men's ministry and men's topical Sunday school class. He is a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, the Little Rock chapter of NAACP, and the Little Rock Mansion Area Advisory Committee, where he reviews and makes recommendations on new construction or renovations being made in the historical area of Little Rock. Mr. Pendleton is a son, a brother, father of one son, grandfather to two granddaughters, an uncle, a friend, and a mentor. Most importantly, he says that he is a child of God. Mr. James Andre Pendleton, class of 1980.
Thank you, committee. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you. First, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be recognized. And I want to say that in 1962, my older sister attended AM&N, graduating in 1966. In 1969, as a Boy Scout, we sold game day programs at the UAPB football games. In 1974, I was in Upward Bound at UAPB. And you can see that UAPB was in my blood. And attending another college was never of interest to me. In the year of 1976, after graduating high school, I made the comment to my mother that I was getting a job and not going to college. And in her own form of French, she told me, "You're going to college or you're moving out of my house today." And I want to thank the Pulaski County Alumni Association for this nomination. I originally thought that this was a joke because I really don't feel worthy of an honor such as this. I want to thank UAPB for the opportunity to be a student. I want to thank UAPB for the encouragement as a student. And I want to thank UAPB for the nurturing environment that was provided when I was there. And I want to also thank BEOG grant program for paying for me to attend UAPB. And I do want to end with an apology for not being mindful about giving back to the university sooner. But I do promise to do more and to do better. Thank you again, and good luck to all the honorees.
Thank you, Mr. Pendleton. We're going to follow your words as you say, look for more to come. Thank you. We're going to shift just a little bit in our presentation of honorees and move to community service. You know, this is a place where our community really reaped in so many ways. And our first honoree in that category is Miss Tanisha Thompson, class of 1997. Tanisha graduated from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in May of 1997 and has worked diligently in supporting Dear Mother. She joined the Greater Kansas City Alumni Chapter in 2007. She has served on the local chapter's executive board since 2009, holding the roles of recording secretary for 2 terms, first vice president and second vice president. Since 2009, she has been the scholarship chair and has been instrumental in awarding $35,000 in scholarships to students from the Greater Kansas City metro area who committed to attend UAPB. Ms. Thompson served as a board member for the UAPB AM&N National Alumni Association from 2012 to 2019. She was recording secretary and alumni queen, King Board Liaison. She was reappointed to the Board of Directors in January 2021. Ms. Thompson is a past alumni queen who raised over $37,000. During her reign, she traveled to other chapters and spoke at fundraisers. She encouraged young alumni to join and hosted several recruitment fairs. Under her leadership as the National Co-Recruitment Chair, she hosted alumni recruitment events and was responsible for increasing young alumni participation by 57%. She received the Young Alumni of the Year Award, Behind the Scenes Award, and the President's Award. She has also won numerous awards for her work in the community. Ms. Thompson has been active in the Mu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority since 2001. Professionally, she is the Family and Community Partnership Coordinator for a Head Start program, all while being a wife and a mother in her favorite role as a mother to a very busy 6-year-old daughter. Congratulations, Ms. Tanisha Thompson, for your work in such a great community.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Williams. For those of you who know me, probably know I've been waiting to give these remarks like I'm receiving the Academy Award. However, I'm humbled by the induction into our Alumni Hall of Fame because of how much Dear Mother means to me. My attendance at UAPB changed my life in ways that can't be measured. I'm a daughter of a teen mother, incarcerated parents, and both parents struggled with addiction while I was growing up. UAPB accepted me and loved on me. It challenged me to move in excellence in my studies. It provided me with the skill set to soar in my career path. I was chosen to forever be a service to all mankind, and it taught me to work steadfast in my community and to never stop giving. My favorite scripture is, "To whom much is given, much will be required," found in Luke 12:48. If you've heard that line of wisdom, you know it means we are held responsible for what we have. If we have been blessed with talents, wealth, knowledge, time, and the like, it is expected that we benefit others. With that word of God embedded in my heart and all the blessings I've received and continue to receive just based on my connection with UAPB, I strive to light a way for others. Not only did I receive an exceptional education from the university, but I made lifetime friends and I learned what it means to have a servant heart. A lot of people aren't blessed because they didn't choose the best university in the world. I'm thankful for the lessons I've learned on campus, the leadership skills gained from the Greater Kansas City UAPB Alumni Chapter, and the opportunity to serve on the National Alumni Association Board. I would like to thank Ms. LaDonna Hendricks for recommending me and the Hall of Fame Induction Committee for selecting me. I promise to continue shining, to continue serving, and most of all, to continue singing praises about Dear Mother. Congratulations to all the 2020 and 2021 honorees.
Thank you. Thank you. Our next category, ladies and gentlemen, is the category for education. It looks as if we have 3 nominees who will be inducted this year in the field of education. Our first nominee is Carolyn Butler Turman, class of 64. Ms. Carolyn Butler Turman is a retired human resources and organizational development manager. She is a 1964 graduate of Arkansas AM&N College, receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education. She later obtained a Master of Science degree in education from the University of Memphis at Memphis, Tennessee, and a certification in educational leadership and supervision. Postgraduate studies in leadership and human resources management were completed at Rhodes College in Memphis, Tennessee, and at the University of Wisconsin. Mrs. Butler Turman began her career as an elementary teacher with the Memphis City School System, where she served 10 years as a classroom teacher before being promoted to reading and curriculum development specialist. After 15 years at the school system, Carolyn was recruited to join the local utility company, Memphis Light, Gas, and Water Division, where she was employed in training and organizational development and later promoted to Chief Learning Officer. During Carolyn's tenure at MLGW, she developed and implemented a nationally recognized basic skills program for senior employees in entry-level positions. This enabled them to qualify readily for promotions. The program was highlighted in an industry publication entitled Public Power. She later transformed the education and training function into an award-winning corporate university. In an international competition, it received the distinction of Best New Corporate University. Carolyn was awarded the Corporate University Leader of the Year Award. Both national and international companies benchmarked the education and training function at Memphis Light, Gas, and Water Division. Carolyn was one of the 3 human resource professionals from the United States invited to speak at the Human Resources World Congress in Mumbai, India, where she received the Global Award of Excellence for Strategic Leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Carolyn Butler Turman, class of 1964.
Thank you to our MC. And good evening to all of the Golden Lions and to the family and friends of Golden Lions. I'm not sure you can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know. This is really.
We can hear you.
Okay, this is really an exciting occasion for me, and it's really a very humbling experience. I really ask myself, and I look back and think, what have I really accomplished? And is there something else that I could have done? But tonight I am just going to sit back and enjoy this recognition. I want to thank the university. I want to thank the Alumni Association. And of course, I would like to thank the selection committee for bestowing this honor upon me. But please note, whatever I have accomplished, I didn't do it alone. There have been people who have helped in my development through the years. And for them, I am very and eternally grateful. Beginning with my elementary through high school education, most of my instructors actually were alumnus of our distinguished university. And that includes my mother, who attended and graduated from AM&N College. My employees who actually, sometimes they thought that I really didn't know what I was doing when I asked them to work with me on certain projects, but they hung in there and they helped me to achieve whatever I did in my career. But I especially want to pay tribute to my instructors here at Arkansas AM&N College. When I thought about or considered attending graduate school, I was really reluctant to do so. I was reluctant to enroll in Memphis State University because it was a predominantly white school, and I had not had that experience. And it actually still is a predominantly white school. But I received the courage from my God, and I accepted the plunge and enrolled. But much to my surprise, many of the projects and assignments that I were given in graduate school were things that I had done in undergraduate school right here at AM&N College. So I thought, why reinvent the wheel? I just recycle them turned them in, and made another A. So I will forever be grateful to AM&N College for the education that they provided me during those years. You know, when I think about what I really want to accomplish and think about my objective, it's just to share my talents, my knowledge, my abilities with those who come along behind me. You know, I want to help them to be just the best person that they can be. And I think in the song that Mahalia Jackson sings, when she says, if I can help somebody along the way, then my living will not be in vain. She sort of sums it up for me. But again, I would just like to thank the university, thank the Alumni Association, thank the committee for this awesome recognition, and thank my friends and family for joining me on this occasion, especially my church family, my former co-workers, and my sisters with Delta Sigma Theta sorority.
Thank you, Carolyn. Kerman, thank you so much. We also have in the category of education, Dr. Ciola Davis Barnes, class of 1970. Dr. Ciola Davis Barnes has a notable employment history with the Chicago Public Schools. She held numerous positions during her 34-year tenure, retiring as a public schools principal. She is a life member of the UAPB AM&N Alumni Association, a Dorothy Piedmont New Millennium Leader, a class of 1970 Planning Committee member, and an active member of the UAPB Chicago Alumni Chapter. She has received many awards that include Kathy Osterman Outstanding Supervisory Award, US 70th Congressional District Award, Outstanding Educator Award, Phi Delta Kappa, Northeastern Illinois University, Educator of the Year, and the United Negro College Fund Distinguished Service Award. During Dr. Barnes's college years, she pledged into the Alpha Rho chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority and was listed in Who's Who in American colleges and universities. Dr. Barnes spends her post-retirement years serving as president and founder of the African American Ladies Legacy Foundation, a 501 nonprofit organization showcasing African American women with first distinctions, commencing with the likes of Sojourner Truth and advancing to Kamala Harris, the first African American to be elected as Vice President of the United States. Dr. Barnes is a past president, life and golden member of Lambda Tau Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. She is a member of Bethel Baptist Church in Chicago Heights, Illinois. Dr. Barnes is also the proud mother of 3 children, Quinn, Darnell Jr., and Durand, 3 grandchildren, Victor Jr., Donovan, and Nyla, mommy to Slavette, and godmother to Vivian. This evening, we present Dr. Ciola Davis Barnes, class of 1970. Dr. Barnes, I think you are muted. Very good.
Hello, can everyone hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. I'm the one experiencing some challenges with the internet. Life is just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon you. Can't refuse it, didn't choose it, but it's up to you to use it. You must suffer if you lose it. Give account if you abuse it. Just a little minute, but eternity is in it. Good evening, Golden Lions. I am honored and humbled to have been selected into the UAPB AM&N National Alumni Association Hall of Fame for year 2020. I salute and congratulate the 9 other Golden Lions with whom I share this honor. Let me first thank several individuals who inspired and nurtured my journey during my educational journey. I received my first teaching job in 1970 at Hyde Park High School, where I was hired by a Golden Lion, the late Robert McGregor. I received my administration and training and preparation under another Golden Lion, Edith Sims Davis. When the opportunity arose for me to become an assistant principal, the recommendation was made by another Golden Lion, Barbara Grayson Williams. Advancing onward, my first principalship at Mary Church Terrell Elementary School was awarded to me based upon a recommendation by another Golden Lion, Lula Ford. I was introduced to the Chicago Alumni Chapter by the late Golden Lion, Simonetta O'Neill. I became involved with the National Alumni Association under the leadership of a Golden Lion and soror, Dr. Dorothy Fitmont. A shout out to Dr. Dorothy Fitmont, who turned 90 years young this year. She is the only remaining living founder of the AKA chapter on campus. During my 34 years with the Chicago Public Schools, I received numerous awards. However, the one that remains most precious to me were the one given by 2 Golden Lions. The 7th U.S. Congressional District Outstanding Educators Award, given by my brother, U.S. Congressman Danny K. Davis, and my Chicago Alumni Chapter President, Jackie K. Son, who awarded me with the Arkshy Woman of the Year Award. I graciously accept this honor, and I share it with all of the Golden Lions who played pivotal roles during my educational journey, and I thank each of you. My educational journey has evolved into a post-career ministry embedded into the African American Ladies Legacy Foundation. We strive to teach, appreciate, and preserve the history of African American women with first distinction. In closing, I also share this award with 3 Golden Lion classmates, Shirley Johnson, Doris Wallace, and Frances Wardell. I shall always cherish this award because of these 3 classmates. God is my Alpha and my Omega. I thank God for allowing me to take this phenomenal educational journey. And I thank the board of directors for allowing me to share the journey. God bless you all, and go Lions!
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Davis, for those inspiring words of appreciation and fortitude. Our last inductee in the field of education for the year 2020 is Dr. Jesse Lacey Jr., class of 61. And his bio reads accordingly. Dr. Jesse Lacey Jr. has spent most of his entire career helping and inspiring students to achieve their educational goals. After graduating from Bowman High School in Vicksburg, Mississippi, he enrolled and graduated from AM&N College While in college, JJ, as he was called by his peers, was an active student in many college activities. The years 1961 to 1967 marked the beginning of his educational career. He worked as a math teacher in Miller Junior High School in West Helena, Arkansas. He later served as principal at Johns Elementary School in Eudora, Arkansas, and Clarendon School in Clarendon, Arkansas. Dr. Lacey says that in 1971, he took a leap of faith and moved to Bloomington, Indiana, where he pursued his Doctor of Education at Indiana University. Upon receiving his doctorate, he moved to Little Rock and worked at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock as Director of Federal Programs for 1 year. He was the first Black to have earned a doctorate in the Little Rock School District. In 1974, Dr. Lacey accepted the position as assistant principal at Parkview High School and worked until his retirement in 2002. Through his leadership and his guidance, he made a great impact on a large number of students. Dr. Lacey, along with his late wife, Dr. Marion Glover Lacey, financially supported the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in special fundraisers and with the Scholarship Endowment Fund. He has been a member of the local Pulaski County National Alumni Association and the National Alumni Association for many years. He is a former president of the Helena, Eudora, Clarendon, and Pulaski County alumni chapters. Dr. Lacey's contributions to his community, the city, the state have been significant. He has been an active member of Alpha Fraternity Incorporated for many years. Most recently, he served as chairman of the Political Action Committee. He is also active in the community, working with grassroots organizations to promote justice and campaigning for citizens to vote. He is presently an active member of Emmanuel Baptist Church in Little Rock and participates in many of their programs. Dr. Lacey is also the father of 1 daughter and 2 sons. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jesse Lacey Jr., class of 1961.
You're on, Daddy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have some prepared notes, but before I get into those, I'd like to sort of paraphrase the notion it takes a village. In my case, spanning from 57 through the present, I like to paraphrase that or modify that statement to take that it takes more than a village because of my successes and then in some cases failures. I had the opportunity to impress and to express my gratitude to young people throughout America. Having said that, hello, Golden Lions. Hello, Golden Lions, the Golden Lions Nation. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Springs of Pinnacle Mountain for helping me get ready for this ceremony. I take this honor to be an important phase of my life's work. Well done. To be inducted into the Hall of Fame is a prestigious honor. I made it. In 1957, I had the opportunity to matriculate when I, along with 3 other Vicksburg children, attended Pine Bluff. Those notably, perhaps no significant in terms of their names, were Sam Willett, Shirley Coleman, and Richard Maxwell. We all ventured to Pine Bluff to further our education. Sometimes we refer to ourselves as the four horsemen. We made it. Also in 1957 is the year that I met the love of my life, Marion Glover, who is now looking down on us from heaven as we experience this coveted award ceremony. We courted them and married in June of 1967 in Durmont, Arkansas. 3 children were born to this union. Cynthia, who's here with me this evening and calling the shots for me, in 1963. Jeffrey in 1972 and Julian in 1973. I don't show here, but on my notes, but I like to brag and say that each of my children have been successful in their respective careers, and laughingly, I always say, and they have never been behind bars. My travels cover the length of the Arkansas River, especially from Helena, Arkansas. Public education is, in public education, I succeeded along with the way I experience a career, great life as an educator. Near the end of my career, I became an administrator at Parkview High School. I did. And as I come to the concluding of my brief comments, I want to lift a spiel from the song of a writer, and all of you are familiar with Marvin Sapp and what he put out to be a classic. I never would have made it without my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I am proud to have been chosen as this year's Hall of Fame recipient. Go Lions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Our final inductees for the 2020 year are in the category of government law and law. And in this category, we like to describe this category as keeping up with the Joneses, because each of these persons' last name is Jones. Our first inductee is Audrey Jones, class of '85. Audrey is a graduate of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff and is a claims specialist with the Social Security Administration, where he began employment in 1984. He serves as secretary for the Central Arkansas Sphinx Foundation. The foundation is the fundraising arm of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the Pi Lambda chapter. He also serves as vice president of the Christian Competition Track Club. This is an AAU track and field athletic club. Mr. Jones was appointed to the UAPB AM&N National Alumni Association Board of Directors in 2016. He was re-elected to the board in 2020 and began serving in his new term in January of 2021. He is the chair of chapter development, working directly with presidents and representatives of national alumni chapters across the United States. Mr. Audrey Jones, class of 1985.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Good evening, my UAPB family. I use the word family because that's what we are when associated with UAPB. I am excited and honored to be inducted into the UAPB AM&N Hall of Fame. First, giving honor to God, I want to thank my local chapter, the Pulaski County chapter, for nominating me. Yes, I do spend a lot of time working on UAPB issues, from service projects to meetings, from talking with students and talking with parents. I'm thankful for my wife, Beverly, and family that understand the time commitment and don't complain. My love for UAPB continues to grow. It's like as the years pass, I realize how much of an impact UAPB made on my life. I think back to my freshman year, coming from Jerome, a small community in Southeast Arkansas. I remember packing up my car and driving to Pine Bluff. I made it to campus, found my dorm, got unpacked, started to relax. And then I realized I was hungry and thought about there's a McDonald's here. So I go downtown on Main Street, go to McDonald's, order a Big Mac, fries, and drink. Now keep in mind, coming from a small town, I hadn't been to McDonald's often. I get there, place my order, I start eating. And as I'm eating, the sandwich is falling apart. I have sauce running all over my hands. I look up and this kid is looking at me and I'm thinking, wow, this kid is probably saying he's making as big of a mess as I am. What is he doing? Again, this was my first time or one of few times being in McDonald's. Fast forward, after graduation, thanks to the co-op department, I started working in Little Rock. I didn't immediately join the alumni chapter for a few years, but I kept running into people telling me to come to meetings, come to meetings. I finally came to a meeting and got to know people in the chapter, like my friend and fraternity brother, Dr. J.J. Lacey, who is also just inducted tonight. The thing I noticed about our meetings is that most of the people were older. That still seems to be the case today. In closing, young alumni, I appeal to you, get involved early and stay involved. We need your ideas and new ways of doing things. Together, we can make great things happen for UAPB. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arjun Jones, class of 1985. Our second Jones, class of 1972, is Judge Berlin C. Jones. Judge Berlin C. Jones is a lifelong resident of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. He was married to the late Brenda A. Johnson Jones. They have 4 children, Andrea, Shavana, Berlin II, and Burden. Judge Jones received a diploma from Townsend Park High School. In 1972, he obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in History and Political Science from AM&N College, now the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. He received his Juris Doctorate from the University of Chicago, Illinois Chicago of Law, and was admitted to the Arkansas Bar Association in 1976. He was first appointed Circuit Chancery Judge in 1987 and presided as Circuit Judge in 1992 until his retirement in December 31st, 2016. Judge Jones has received many and numerous awards and special recognitions, including the Air Force Commendation Medal, the Distinguished Service Cross, Vietnam Service Cross, and a National Defense Medal for his military service. He is a recipient of the Dove Award from the NAACP Pine Bluff branch. Just a few of his numerous national, state, and local affiliations include the National Black Chamber of Commerce, the American Bar Association, Arkansas Bar Association, and the Harold Flowers Law Society. Judge Berlin C. Jones.
Good evening, everyone. To our great Ms. Williams, Ms. Seals, and President Alexander, I would like to thank each of you for presenting this program this evening and allowing me to participate in it. I give praise and homage to God, the Father who gives us all good things. I am highly appreciative of the Alumni Association and the National Alumni Association for designating me and inducting me into this. I am much pleased about it. I am grateful to God. I thank the university, the faculty and administration for nurturing me when I was going through here, and I need a lot of nurturing in that. And I made it through, went on to Illinois and got my degree and came back to work in Pine Bluff. I didn't want to go any other place. I wanted to be in Pine Bluff, to whereby if there was something where people had messed over me, I wanted to be back and taking my vengeance on them here in a legal sense. And that's why I told everybody, I'm coming back to Pine Bluff. I'll be in Pine Bluff, and I am in Pine Bluff, and I'm still in Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff is a great community. There are lots of people say a lot of things about it, but I love Pine Bluff, and I'm here, and I intend to be here for quite some time. What I say to the young people that I encounter from time to time and trying to reach their goals, and sometimes the goals seem too high and too far. I tell them to believe, achieve, and that is how you succeed. I would just like to say again, thank God for this opportunity. I thank the university for this opportunity, and I thank the National Alumni Association for this opportunity. Good evening.
Thank you, Judge Jones. And our final candidate here for the year 2020 is also is receiving honors in the area of government and law. And he is Otis Jones, class of 1987. Otis Jones is a native of Eudora, Arkansas, and a 1982 graduate of Eudora High School. Mr. Jones began his career with the Defense Logistic Agency, DLA, Defense Contract Administration Service Region in Dallas, Texas, following his graduation from UAPB in 1987. Mr. Jones was recognized for his initiative and dedication to achieving results there. He designed and developed a contract reconciliation process on personal computers that achieved a strong standard goal of the agency. He was cited for his self-initiated development as an office automation expert and was recognized as the DLA Accounting and Finance Employee of the Year 1989. Mr. Jones was assigned to the Program Accounting Division and assumed responsibility for several nationally known programs. He was later promoted into management as the Director of Reports and Control Division in March of 1997. In this capacity, he made many operational improvements. Most notably was the automation of the cash remittance process and the intragovernmental payment and collection process. He served as a civil servant for more than 37 years. He retired on August 29, 1920. Mr. Otis Jones, class of 1987.
Okay, good evening and thank you. Firstly, I would like to thank my wife, LaDonna Jones, and whomever else that worked with her to prepare and submit my application. Next, I would like to thank the committee who graciously accepted my application. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure to be recognized in such great company. I'm forever grateful to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff for being a springboard to my career and many other facets of my life. I have always endeavored to represent my university, our university, in the best possible light and exhibit the qualities of pride, hard work, and determination that dear mother instilled in us all. Over my 30+ years of service, I've always burned the midnight oil, in the words of the late Professor Matthew Henry, to advance my career and show that an HBCU graduate takes a back seat to no other graduate and can perform with the best. Again, thank you all for this honor, and many thanks to all the family and friends who contributed to my journey. God bless and go Lions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Let's give a final salute to all of these worthy candidates who have achieved so gallantly in their fields of endeavor, as we look forward to saluting them for more works and efforts to come. At this time, we will have a second selection from alumna Miss Tiandra Anderson Bland again. Mrs. Anderson Bland. Johnson Bland, thank you. As I listen to those stirring words of the hero that is lying in you, I think of the words from this author that says, be teachers, be students, be politicians, be preachers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers, but most importantly, be the hero that lies in you. Thank you so much. As we move toward our inductees for our 2021 class of Hall of Fame class of 2021, we go back to our service awards. Community services always is so very needed for these times. And our first inductee is Miss Aisha Hall Muhammad, class of 2001. Miss Aisha Hall Muhammad is a native of West Helena, Arkansas. Her family later moved to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and she graduated from Hot Springs High School, where she served as student body president. After graduating from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in 2001 with a degree in history, she obtained a Master of Science degree in higher education and is currently pursuing a doctorate degree in higher education administration. Since graduating from UAPB, Ms. Muhammad has been a huge supporter. She is a Diamond Life member of the UAPB AM&N National Alumni Association. In 2019, she raised $30,245 to win the title of Miss UAPB Alumni, representing the Pulaski County Alumni Chapter. She currently serves as the Assistant Secretary for that chapter and on the Young Alumni Committee. Ms. Muhammad has also served on the local, state, national, and national levels in various community organizations. While at UAPB, she initiated into Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority Alpha Rho chapter, and she is currently a member of the Beta Pi Omega chapter in Little Rock, where she serves as the Assistant Secretary and on a host of other committees. Ms. Muhammad is a proud mother of one son, Carrie Muhammad, who is a freshman at UAPB this fall. She is a member of St. Mark Baptist Church in Little Rock, where she is an active member and serves in the Ambassadors for Christ ministry. Ms. Aisha Hall Muhammad.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Dr. Williams. First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life, I would like to also say thank you to our esteemed Chancellor, Dr. Lawrence Alexander, to the National Alumni Association President, Kamara Seals, to my chapter president, Mr. Michael Mason, and the entire Pulaski County Alumni Chapter. I am humbled beyond words to receive this award tonight based on work that I do within the community. And I would also like to quote the scripture, Luke 12:48, to whom much is given, much is required. I could never give back to UAPB for all of the things that it has given me. And I am forever grateful for the quality education that I received while I was on campus there and all of the connections that I make. And I will always speak praises to my alma mater. When I was running for Miss Alumni, my campaign slogan was stepping up to serve, leading the next generation of givers. I will continue to represent and encourage younger alumni to get involved with our institution in terms of fundraising and just working with their local alumni chapters to further what it is that we are trying to do. So again, thank you so much to the National Hall of Fame Selection Committee. Congratulations to all of my fellow honorees. Good evening.
Thank you, Ms. Muhammad. In the field of education, Dr. Hazel Reed, class of 68. Dr. Hazel Reed received a Bachelor of Science degree in horticulture in 1968 from Arkansas AM&N College, and he obtained his Master of Science degree in horticulture plant science from Pennsylvania State University and his doctoral degree in plant science from the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville. Throughout his professional career, Dr. Reed has been involved in higher education, administration, teaching, research, outreach, and economic development. He has served and chaired numerous boards and steering committees, including the Board of Directors for the North Carolina Biotechnology Center, the Science, Engineering, and Technology Committee, and the University of North Carolina Economic Transformation Council. Mr. Reed has served as Vice Chancellor for International Affairs and Professor Plant Sciences. He was a Dean for the School of Agriculture, Home Economics, and Technology, Title VII Officer and Professor Plant Sciences at UAPB. He has taught at the graduate and undergraduate levels and has written scientific research articles as well as publications. He has mentored numerous students who earned master's and doctoral degrees in agriculture, as well as other science disciplines, and distinguished themselves as professionals. Dr. Reed was elected to serve two-year terms, January 2019 to January 2022, as president of the Pine Bluff Jefferson County Alumni Chapter. Thank you for your diligence and your hard work, Dr. Hazel Reed.
Thank you, Dr. Williams, for that wonderful introduction. I first want to express my appreciation to the local alumni chapter, the Pine Bluff Jefferson County Alumni Chapter, for nominating me for this honor. And certainly my appreciation to the National Alumni Association for acting upon that and felt that I was worthy based on the documentation submitted by my local chapter, which was led by Mr. Tom Bennett. Also, I take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to my parents who transitioned years ago. And also my family members. I have three wonderful children. Jarvers, who graduated from UAPB with a degree in business. And of course, my daughter, Jo, she graduated from Xavier University in New Orleans, and my youngest son, Julian, who graduated from Xavier University in New Orleans. Although my two young children, they're not children anymore, although they graduated from, they did not attend UAPB, they graduated from a historically Black institution. And the one thing, and they're all on tonight too, and the one thing that I'm very happy about is the fact that they're no longer in my pocket. And so that's great. But their kids, my wonderful grandkids, you know, they say, I love you, Grandpa. And so I want to express my appreciation to them. I have 6 wonderful grandkids, Jordan, Tegan, Zaya, Clavius, Jermaine, and Kayla. Also, I want to express my appreciation to my siblings, 5 of whom graduated from AM&N, UAPB. And of course, I believe they're online here tonight with us, and certainly want to express my appreciation to them. And of course, my extended family members, cousins, nephews, aunts, and uncles. And again, the National Alumni Association. But there's one component here that I must mention, and that's the mentors that I have had over the years. Someone mentioned the fact that we didn't get here by ourselves. Through the grace of God and support from others, that that's how we achieved that success, our success, or have been successful, whichever way you'd like to phrase it. I think about my own joining to this award. And I came to Pine Bluff in 1964. And at that time, you were required to get out of school in 4 years. And I started off milking cows. And under the late Dr. S.J., well, actually under the late Dr. R. Holliday, the late Dr. S.J. Parker, who were my mentors. And they worked with me and gave me a wonderful start in the area of agriculture. And by the way, Charlie Williams, I'm surprised he didn't mention it, but he was one of my students. So evidently I didn't do a good job teaching him. But, but at any rate, the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff is a wonderful institution, and it's encumbered upon its alums to really love and protect it and also support it financially. That is extremely, extremely critical to ensure that we provide opportunities for generations to come. I mentioned the fact that I start off milking cows. And some people, well, students used to laugh at the ag fellows when I was in school here. But I started off milking cows. And since I started off milking cows in 1964, I have been inside of the White House. I've been inside the Kremlin in the Soviet Union, mainland China, and a whole host of other places. And it's primarily because of my background in agriculture. And there are tremendous opportunities in those areas. And I notice there are a large cadre of persons watching tonight. And I would encourage them to encourage young people to really look at the field of agriculture and consider earning a degree in agriculture at our alma mater, the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Again, my sincere appreciation to the National Alumni Association. Congratulations to the other nominees, and may God bless and keep you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. Thank you for your service to your chosen field of work and to the numerous people you have mentored and students who have earned and found their way because of your efforts. As we move on to the area of entertainment and media, our inductee tonight is Robert W. Morrison, class of 1988. Rob Morrison has emerged as a powerful force in the film and entertainment industry. He graduated from the University of Arkansas in 1988, but as an award-winning composer, Mr. Morrison has worked with a wide variety of artists across multiple genres. In 2014, he became a highly sought-after composer when the world-renowned artist Beyonce released her multi-platinum album, Dangerously in Love. Known as the sixth man of music, Mr. Morrison has worked with the likes of esteemed composer Vassell Benford. Mr. Morrison has been given several endorsements by some of the world's leading music and software companies. His many interviews also reflect his passion and his purpose when it comes to his craft. He is currently working on a few episodic series that are scheduled to be picked up soon. With an arsenal of experience in his entertainment portfolio, Mr. Morrison continues to show and prove why he is a top-notch composer with the talent and success record to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Inductee Mr. Robert W. Morrison in the field of entertainment and media.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Hear you.
Definitely hear you.
How's everybody doing?
How are you?
I am fine. I'm grateful and I'm thankful. I don't know if you can see my background, but I got a ton of people here that are just proud and everything. So I wanted to start off by saying thank you to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, dear mother, for allowing me to have this honor. This is really heartfelt, you know. I worked really hard and I wonder why sometimes other people, you know, I have to wait, but I'm glad it's me. I'm so glad it's me and I'm thankful. It started out 14 years old, learning how to play guitar at 10 and then going to school and being told that I couldn't play in the school band. Now that hurts as a kid, you know, but Mr. Burris, the band director at UAPB, was kind enough to contact Mr. O'Banion, which is my band director at Marshall High School, and say, hey, you have any seniors? So before that, we had a bunch of seniors that went down from Marshall to our Pine Bluff. And a lot of people don't know this, but we had the highest population of Marshall High School students at one school out of state. That was a record because everybody was in the band. Then it became academics. So with that said, I followed behind some great leaders in the area of music education. I didn't major in music, and I majored in theater arts and communications, where Mr. Murray at the time told me I couldn't wear both hats. I had to do one or the other. So when they had the theater productions, either I was on lights or I was on guitar in the jazz band. We put on some great concerts and things like that. But I want to say that this honor itself holds, is near and dear to my heart. I've worked very hard and I'm still continuing to work towards my goals. It's not easy. I'm working with the Grammys right now. I'm a part of the Grammy NARIS. I'm working with them to have a program come to UAPB sometime in the future. We have Grammy in the schools, but they haven't had it at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. So I would like to work on that as a passion project of my own. It's so many people I can thank, my fraternity, Kappa Kappa Psi, the members of all the D9 that are still my great friends to this day. I have a lot of friends and all the other fraternities and sororities that love me dearly. So I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for making this happen because, and I can't leave out my uncle for allowing me. He gave me my first guitar. It's at church right now. And I can't forget my loving dear mother, which is around somewhere. She's in the back. But this opportunity and this just hold a lot of weight to my heart, man. This is just amazing. I want to thank Diane Gentry too, because it was her that called me and said, hey, Rob, I may have something for you, you know, and she says about the Alumni Association. And I'm like, well, sure, let's go for it. So we went for it. I sat down and started writing my own bio. And I've always wanted help doing it, but I know me better than me. So I did it and it came out great. Once again, I'm just elated and I'm thankful to have this type of award going on. I also have a situation where I'm going to be speaking tomorrow and he's going to ask me some questions. So I'm going to use the same platform here to promote my status as a Hall of Famer. I'm so gracious, and I got to show it. I just got to show it. This is amazing. This is so. So thank you again, everybody that was involved. I talked with Kim so many times on the phone, and just thank you to the university once again. And I can't wait until the building goes up because I have a portrait that was just painted of me, and I'm going to present that to the Alumni Association as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, Rob, he came along with his own cheering squad. That's just like a fellow theater major. Thank you. Theater major from 74, salute theater major from 88. God bless you.
Thank you so much. I'm so thankful. All right.
All right.
That's what we're doing.
At this time, we're still excited for Rob and his crew back there. I'm sure they're going to have a big party all night long. We now move into government and law. That category is just wonderful again. And we have a 1993 graduate to be inducted tonight, Miss Tammy Hall. Miss Tammy Hall, ladies and gentlemen, serves as Director of the Office of Historically Underutilized Businesses, HUB, and Assistant to the Secretary for HUB Outreach for the state of North Carolina, where she is responsible for developing policy and guidelines for the state's programs. She is a 1993 proud graduate of the University of Arkansas, where she earned her Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and is with a minor in finance. She served on the UAPB National Alumni Association Board of Directors for over 8 years, to include service as the president. She is a former and current member of several boards, including the North Carolina State University HUB Advisory Board and Global Scholars Academy in Durham, North Carolina. She is a graduate of Leadership North Carolina and the 2015 Triangle Business Journal Role Model in Diversity Award recipient. Mrs. Hall resides in Durham and has 2 adult children, Brittany and Brandon. She has 1 lovely grandbaby, Alana Marie, and a beautiful toy Yorkie named T. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Tammy Hall, Agriculture and Business and Law. Miss Tammy, are you muted?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay,
Yes.
Let's try this.
I can hear you, Tammy.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Yes, I can. We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, Tammy, but yes. Yes. I'm gonna do this. My fingers are up for yes. See my fingers?
Okay, so if you can hear me now, I will proceed. Good evening again. Good evening. This is such a delight. I first take this opportunity to thank the National Alumni Association, in particularly the Hall of Fame Committee. Certainly, Chancellor Alexander, thank you for your leadership. And to my North Carolina chapter, thank you for nominating me for this honor. It is such a delight. To family, friends that are here listening on this webinar, I am so grateful. And congratulations to all of the fellow Hall of Fame recipients that are receiving awards tonight. We've heard several times this verse that is so very popular tonight, but I am a true believer that to whom much is given, much is certainly required. You know what? Dear mother owes me absolutely nothing, but I owe a debt that can never be fully paid. But each day I am dedicated to doing my best to represent and give back to an institution that prepared me to go out into the world and soar. For many years, I coordinated a night of experience for the Hall of Famers. Now to have this honor bestowed on me is unimaginable. I am forever grateful. As I close tonight, there are so many, again, that I owe a debt of gratitude to. My North Carolina family and loved ones, thank you always for supporting my big visions and dreams. And particularly to my mother who is listening in Arkadelphia. I'll be home in a few days to see you. I am nothing without you. And to all of my friends here in Pine Bluff, we're here celebrating homecoming. Thank you for always supporting me. And once again, to all of the nominees, well, all of the recipients that are here tonight, you guys are rock stars. You all are rock stars, and I am so honored to be amongst you. So thank you again, and continue to enjoy your night. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Tammy Hall. Thank you so much for all of your endeavors and your hard work. In the field of science and technology, we have an inductee by the name of Larry Munger, class of 75. Larry Eugene Munger was born in Memphis, Tennessee, to the late Joseph and Juanita Munger. He is the oldest of 5 children, and he attended AM&N and encouraged others to attend well as well. Mr. Munger attended Tennessee State University during his freshman year, but he transferred to AM&N during his sophomore year, where he received the Bachelor of Science degree in Automotive Technology in 1975. While attending UAPB, he enrolled in the Advanced Reserve Officer Training Corps and was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Ordnance Corps, U.S. Army. Mr. Munger received the following military awards: Meritorious Service Awards 3 times, the Army Commendation Award, Army Achievement, and other accolades. He is the president of the UAPB AM&N Memphis Alumni Chapter. Mr. Munger is married to Anita Munger and has 2 sons, Larry Jr. and Michael Munger. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Larry Munger, class of 1975, in the field of science and technology here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you. The first thing I want to do is thank Dr. Williams. You're doing a wonderful job. I know you made it easy for me, and I'm sure the same thing for the other recipients, because when Kim called and said, well, you know, we need you to say something for 3 minutes. I said, about myself? She said, yeah. I said, okay. Anyway, we're here now. Again, thanks, Dr. Williams. Also, I'm not trying to start anything, but the class of 75 is in the house. Charlie Williams and Doc Rayner, my classmates from UAPB. 75 was a great class. On a serious note, I want to thank God for all my accomplishments. I want to thank the National Alumni Association. I want to thank my wife, my family. Also want to thank the Memphis chapter for considering me to serve a second time as president. I was president in the early 2000s, and this is my second year currently serving as president. We have a great group here. Everything associated with the Memphis chapter and the National Alumni has just been rewarding and great. I only have 3 minutes, so I'm going to talk about one thing. And if you want to take notes, now's the time to get your pen or pencil. And that one thing I'm going to talk about is how AM&N/UAPB set a solid foundation for whatever I have accomplished. I did have some other things, but Dr. Williams did such a great job in the introduction until I lined out some of those other things. But I do want to start with how I got to AM&N. My high school auto mechanics teacher, Mr. Willie Harvey, he was my high school auto mechanics teacher, and apparently he thought a lot of me and I thought a lot of him. So he was always telling me about AM&N, and I found out that, and he did tell me also that there's one other college in Texas that you could go to and get a degree and major in automotive technology. So I said to myself, why should I pass Pine Bluff to go somewhere in Texas? So anyway, I did end up at UAPB, and like they say, the rest of the history, and you did hear that when I graduated from high school, most of my classmates, a lot of my cousins, they went to Tennessee State. So you know how peers tend to get peers to do other things. So I did go to Tennessee State my first year. And by the way, my high school classmate, Glenda Baskin, is the president of Tennessee State now. One thing I want to say is that, as you can see, I stayed on track. It was just something special about UAPB or AM&N. It was just always something special about it. And I do want to say that I enjoyed all the amenities of college, and I graduated. So here, I need to talk about my parents. Neither one of my parents went to college, but I gotta say my mother knew the value of education. My mother went to school to become a nurse, and most of her career, she served as a nurse here in the city of Memphis. I also want to thank Nu Gamma Alpha. Nu Gamma Alpha showed me how to become friends with other Greek fraternities. Even today, I have friends in other Greek fraternities, although sometimes it seemed like we were in competition, but at the end of the day, we all was trying to serve the same cause. AM&N opened these doors and made me a better person. UAPB National Alumni and the Memphis Alumni Chapter has a special place in my heart. Again, there was another opportunity created by AM&N and UAPB. I can truly say AM&N and UAPB because when I started, it was AM&N, and by the time I graduated, it was UAPB. The majority of my experiences is in the technology field, and I also have to thank Mr. Curry. When I was attending AM&N, Mr. Curry was over the technology department, and the two instructors we had for the automotive field was Mr. Neal and Mr. Moorhead. So all of these people, I think, just had a great impression on my life. Also, when I went to college, I was the oldest kid, so I felt precious, I guess you could say, to set the example for the rest of my family. I saw how hard my parents worked for money, and it was very important for me to be successful. But as I said earlier, there's nobody down there that enjoyed the party life and all that stuff, but I stayed on track. I did what I was sent there to do. Thanks to all of you. And I have to say again, I just certainly had a wonderful relationship with the National Alumni Association the past 2 years when we have our monthly chapter presidents meetings. They're wonderful. We get to find out what's going on at the university. We also have a time to share experiences with other chapters, because at the end of the day, most of the time, we're all dealing with some of the same issues. And the last thing I gotta say is this. Yesterday, I participated in the golf tournament, and we were standing there with Chris and the athletic director, and I don't remember the name of the golf coach, but Chris introduced me to him, and he told me that he had a student from Memphis. So he called a student over. He introduced me to the student and so forth. The student introduced himself, and immediately the student said, "I know you. You gave me a scholarship." So I said, "No." I said, "I didn't give you a scholarship. The Memphis chapter gave you a scholarship." And also told him, "Don't you forget that." So again, we have to remind our students what we're here for, what they're at the university for. And I just gotta say that when he told me that we gave him a scholarship, that just made my day, made my weekend. Back in the day, I would probably say that my chest was sticking out. But anyway, it was a great feeling to see some of the fruit from your works sometimes. So that was probably the highlight of the homecoming weekend so far for me. And also, a lot of time when you said thank you, you miss folk, you forget. I gotta say to Kim, the people who do a lot of the work, Kim has been very responsive, just a great relationship when you call and try to find out something. Also, the other young lady that works there. And also, I want to thank our national president, a wonderful person also. And I'm not going to even mention Mr. Kirkendall's name because Kirkendall is like furniture around there. I've been knowing him for years and years and years, and he's a great guy. With that said, I yield the remainder of my time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Larry Munger. Thank you for your diligence and your love for our dear mother. Thank you very much. As we come to our ending of our presentation of our inductees, our final inductee will be presented or is being presented posthumously for lifetime achievement. And we graciously are honored to give this Lifetime Achievement Award to Jeffrey Babu the Q Vance, who attended UAPB during the years of 1985 to 1989. Jeffrey Vance, affectionately known to friends and family as Babu, transitioned from this life to eternal life February 24th, 2021. He was 55 years old. A native of Aberdeen, Mississippi, Jeffrey moved to Chicago, Illinois at the tender age of 1. He was the 4th child born to Paul and Brady Vance. While in Chicago, he attended Englewood High School and graduated in 1984. He returned to the South as an incoming freshman at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Upon his arrival to the campus, he was embraced by students, faculty, and staff. Jeffrey became a member of Omega Psi fraternity incorporated in the year of 1986. He was bestowed the line name Babu the Q and was universally and eternally known as Babu. He was also raised as a 3rd-degree Mason in 1988 at Bisbee Lodge, number 345. He was described as a dear friend, a rare gem, and faithful financial supporter of the Bell Tower Scholarship Incorporated. He hosted numerous parties and dances that served as fundraisers to provide financial support to UAPB students. Babu cultivated many deep, lifelong friendships. He would make everyone feel like they had their own intimate relationship with him. He would even surprise those close to him with small details that they forgot they had previously shared with him. He loved traveling and was always on the road. Babu was a father, son, uncle, friend, grandpa, and so much more. He will be forever loved, missed, and remembered for his lifetime achievement and his love to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Babu the Q. Do we have family members who are here on his behalf?
Yes,
here
ma'am.
tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Very,
Yes, ma'am.
very
So I'm his son, Kyle Sims, and I want to first say thank you to the Alumni Association for bestowing this great honor to my father. He was truly Hall of Fame in every sense of the word. So this is just something to just commemorate him and just show how much he meant to everybody. Just the example that he showed me and countless others show why he's more than Hall of Fame. And this is just, something that's amazing. It's something that me and my family, we love. And it's something, that we're definitely gonna cherish and hold dear to us. It is a beautiful award, and we're gonna continue living out his legacy of excellence and doing all those things that he held dear, which was a sense of community and a sense of love from everyone around him. And those are the things that we're going to continue to do. And I just want to say thank you again to everyone who selected him to be a part of this. And like I said, UAPB was just definitely such an inspiration to him. A lot of people thought that he was from Pine Bluff. I grew up, in Pine Bluff, going in and out of Pine Bluff, to where I didn't even know my dad wasn't from Pine Bluff until we started going to Chicago. And so it was just something that I know that he would have been proud of, that he is proud of, just looking down on us now. And I just want everyone to enjoy this homecoming weekend. Just think about him, because he's definitely partying in heaven for us. So thank you all again. And I want to turn it over to Dr. Elise Thorne, and she will be presenting a poem on our behalf. So thank you again.
Elise.
Tonight, I am humbled to speak with the voice of thousands, to stand tall, knowing that thousands are holding me up tonight as I speak about my guy, fraternity brother, sorority sister. That's what we called it. On a hot day in the fall of 1984, a Chicago kid arrived at 1200 University Avenue on a quest to become a man. In the beginning, neither Jeffrey nor State College had any idea of how powerful this connection would be, but it would not be long before they knew how important that Jeffrey and the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff would be to each other. Iron sharpens iron. As a collegiate undergraduate, Jeffrey Vance became a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. This membership introduced the world to Babu the Q and catapulted this student into the ranks of legends. His infectious spirit went far beyond his own Greek organization, and he was a friend to many in other Greek organizations, as well as non-Greeks. He never met a stranger and dared to go wherever UAPB alumni traveled. His intense love for the university, her alumni and friends created a legacy that will inspire generations for years to come. This pride was infectious, and meeting him gave you a glimpse into the majestic life of someone who had been deeply affected and impacted by his own university. Babu was a bridge builder, an ambassador for all who entered Golden Lion country. In his presence, you felt the need to be better, to love more. In recent years, he created his own alumni field of dreams. He built it and we came. He created a place for us to reconnect to the memories we held dear during our times on the yard, to rekindle old friendships and give birth to something new. This was a place where love abided and transcended generations. Babu was a pioneer of unity. This child of the North grew into a Southern gentleman. We call him friend and brother. Our dear mother called him her most beloved son.
Thank you. Wow. Tonight has been grand, just spectacular. For each person honored, this has been a most historic occasion for you, your family, your dear friends and loved ones, and a special evening for the university. Hall of Famers, your lives and experiences teach each of us what great legacy we can leave. Yours is the greatness of diligence. In closing, may I express my gratitude and appreciation for this opportunity to salute you. It has been truly humbling to honor your gifts and your achievements. Congratulations to you for being Hall of Famers. You are indeed the measurement of excellence for future generations to come. Thank you to our National Alumni Association and the planners of this great evening. It has been an awesome, a phenomenal opportunity. I am blessed. Thank each of you for this evening. At this time, as we go into our special thanks, we want to present Ms. Taffany Davis, class of '95 board members, who will give our special thanks and announcements. Ms. Davis.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. This has been one night that definitely will stick with me for a very long time. And before I even say anything else, I have to give a special thank you to Matt King for his assistance with making sure that we honored Babu correctly. And because it sits with me. Beyond that, I want to say good evening to everyone and happy homecoming 2021. As Miss Marguerite Williams stated, I am a proud graduate of 1995. I'm a second generation. See, so my parents knew that, you know, to whom much is given, much is required, which you've heard quite a bit. And sometimes I tilt my head a little bit, and that's because, you know, the head is heavy for wearing that crown. So in 2005, I went ahead and I wore that crown and served as Miss Alumni for the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff AM&N. I want to, you know, definitely extend to all of the far Western region individuals that may be here as well. And once again, congratulate our 2020 and our 2021 Hall of Fame inductees. Miss Marguerite, you did an awesome job tonight, and I really, really, truly thank you for being here. Thank you to the National Alumni Association President, Kamara Seals, for believing in us to getting this program up and running. It was not an easy task, but it was a task that definitely had to be done. To UAPB Chancellor, Dr. Lawrence Alexander, thank you for your support. It is truly appreciated. Thank you to all of our program participants who made tonight extra special. We had truly a huge turnout tonight, and you know, I wish I could see all of your faces. I hope you can see mine and know just how grateful and see how grateful I am for each and every one of you. The leadership that Dr. Leslie Davis has given us throughout this has been tremendous, and please take a bow. To all of the other Hall of Fame committee members that I worked with, you have been the work we've done in so many months that went into this. So it's so like, I'm like, finally I can breathe. Janice Roberts, first VP, and they both were the co-chairs of the committee. And by far, like I said, this is a hard-working committee. I want to say thank you again to all who have attended this event. Some of these special announcements. Tonight's event will be celebrated with the release of a full-color Hall of Fame souvenir journal. This publication will be filled with photos and biographical sketches. So some of you that got on early enough, you did get an opportunity to see some of the ads that are in there. So hopefully you will be contacting us to ensure that you get your ad, get your booklet, excuse me. And so you should see that in about 30 to 45 days that we start releasing those. They would make a great Christmas present, just something to think about. Stay tuned for the printed showpiece, all right? UAPB Homecoming continues tomorrow. As many of you are aware, although there's no parade, we still have a game. So we got to get out there and support because we got to get a win. I've been watching on Thursdays, getting a little upset. So Southern Jaguars, tomorrow, 2 p.m., Simmons Bank Field. Last note, since some of you know that we are getting our alumni house together, let me say to Tanisha Thompson, who is my line sister, that your line sisters have gotten together and we have gotten together to make a $1,000 donation on behalf of your induction. So congratulations once again. I love you and good night, everyone.
And good night, all. As we close, we will have a final song by our Vesper Choir as we close for this evening. Love you all. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, and thank you all
Thank
for
you
attending.
all.
Happy homecoming.
Congratulations to all the inductees. Be safe. Be safe. Go black and gold.
It's Golden Line country time.
Thank you to the national staff for inviting me. It was truly a blessed honor to be here with you tonight. Greater than I could have imagined. My heart is filled. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, and go Mighty Lion.
Amen.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr.
Good night, you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Hey, Parky.
Night, and
Night.
God bless.
How you doing?